Hey everyone, welcome back. So I am ready to start pulling this automatic transmission out of the car. I just got out from under the car, spraying everything down with PB Blaster so that those bolts and nuts and stuff that have been on there since 93 have a little bit of extra lubricant to break loose so they're not too seized up there. So hopefully that's the plan anyway. So we'll let that marinate and soak in there, and then we will get to work. I should mention, I forgot to mention this in the last video. I should mention all of this stuff that I got, transmission kit, the whole kit, I got from a company called Grannas Racing. They're based out in Florida now. They were in Pennsylvania, I believe, when I ordered this stuff, but they moved to Florida. They make kits for, obviously Mark IVs, but I know they make kits for like IS300s and FD RX7s and SC300, like the list goes on. They make a bunch of kits. So if you are looking at doing a swap in your car, I would consider checking them out. And they make T56 kits, obviously, but I know that they also make a CD09 kit. So if you're looking to go that route, they also have you covered. So I just wanted to say that because this kit so far seems awesome, and it seems like everything that I'm going to need is in there. So it's great. And he was really good to work with. He was quick to get answers back, even in the midst of moving the entire location. So all that said, I'm gonna start working on this. They have a YouTube channel that has like a general idea of how to do everything. So if I don't cover stuff very well, you know, I apologize in advance. But if you're looking for a different an explanation from the people that make the kit, they have a YouTube series based on how to do it. So I'll link it in the description. And that's what I will be referring to as I make my way through the swap kit. So yeah, let's get down to business. All right, so I just got finished in the front here in the engine bay. There's a few things that you want to do because they say it's easier if you can tilt the motor backwards. You can access the top bolts of the transmission better. So they say to loosen the radiator just to make sure that there's some space there, and then loosen your intercooler piping. This piping is very tight on my intercooler. It might be different for you if you're doing this. I just went ahead and pulled the intercooler piping off the piping from the turbo, and then this is loose. It'll go back and forth pretty easily. So, and then take the terminal off the battery. So I just got done with that. I figure I'll start in the interior and get this shifter out before anything else. I might as well do what I can up here before getting under the car. That way, if I'm under the car, I can just drop the trans instead of being like, oh yeah, I have to go up and take the shifter out. So start up here, take the shifter out, and then we'll move under the car. All right, so some of my tabs are broken. So actually this will be pretty straightforward to take out. Take out the ashtray there. And then there's a plug here for the light. which apparently is going to be a pain to get out. It might help if I push on the right part, so don't push on this part, push on the bottom. Okay, so that's out, and for the last time. The bolts to take this out are kind of hard to see, but you might be able to see it right down here. So we gotta make sure this thing is filthy. We're gonna make sure that we get all those bolts out, and yeah, we can pull this thing right out. One thing to note that might be obvious to some, the entire interior panel has to come out. So that's just held in with screws. You'll see them, like there's one up here, one down here, one here, and then there's some actually in the center console. So just make sure that when you're doing this, you make sure that those are out so that you don't break your center console trying to pull it out. I might actually vacuum this out because it's pretty gross in here. Looks like there's some ash, cigarette ash or something, which I know that whoever owned this car before me smoked. I found a cigarette in here one time, so sadly, you know, someone smoked in here. It doesn't smell of smoke or anything. I've had it for 6 years, so thankfully that there's no damage or anything, but it is kind of gross. So I'm going to vacuum that out, and then we'll take these bolts. As you can see, you can get to these bolts a little easier with that center console out of the way. So we grab the vacuum and we'll chug along. All right, so obviously I'm under the car now. There's one part that I forgot. Let's see if I can show it to you. I forgot has to be out before you can take the shifter out. And that part is, where is it? Right here. Okay. Sorry. That part is right here. It's this rod that goes, this rod. Part of it goes up into the shifter, and this part actually goes to the transmission. So you have to take this out. However, as you may have noticed, the exhaust is kind of in the way. So the plan is now to take the exhaust out of the car so that I can get to that. And then, I mean, it has to come out anyway, so it's fine, but yeah. And then the other part is I don't like getting stuff in my eyes, so I'm wearing safety glasses, which is recommended. So let's get this exhaust out, and hopefully the fact that I sprayed it with PB Blaster earlier will help that come out easier. All right, so pulling these out. These bolts seem to be 10 mil, or sorry, 12 mil. And I sprayed them with penetrating oil a while ago, let it soak. Ugh. And give it some force, it will come out. So I'm gonna do this for, I don't know how many bolts, I'll let you know, and we'll get this out in a jiffy. All right, so I just got done from under the car. I know my face looks like I just got done from being under the car. I took out 2 of the exhaust pieces. The last piece was giving me issues, but I was able to get to the cottering pin under that hooks the shifter to that rod going to the transmission. And I was able to get that out. I'll go back and take that last piece off because I'm replacing it and it needs to be out of the way from the transmission coming down anyway. So I just figured I'd put that aside for now and take this out. So when you get to this point, there's some cables here, as I think I showed you earlier, and you just unplug those. I have already unbolted everything. So when you unplug these, you can kind of just pull them out of the way. Try to be gentle with them, but and like try not to break anything, obviously. This green wire is for my stereo, so I just need to be mindful of that also. And then there's bolts. I mean, like I said, I took them out, but there's 2 here and then 2 up front. You can see this one. I think I pointed those out earlier. But once you have those undone and you have the cottering pin down in the like shift linkage, I don't know if that's technically what it's called, you can pull this up and kind of work your way through, and that'll come right out. So that is where that rod hooks in. So once that's out of the way, we'll set that aside here. You're left here. Obviously, this is your transmission tunnel. And we'll get to this later. I'm not worried about it right now. But we're going to have to cut this up a little bit. I don't remember exactly how far. There's a template for it. But we'll have to cut this up here just to make room. And then that's where this comes into play. So this comes in here later on, obviously. Oh, no, you gotta cut this bracket up here, I believe. I'll look into it some more later. But that'll sit in here. And then it'll give us the space that we need for the shifter and everything right there. But like I said, that's later on. I'll do that when I'm doing the pedals and everything like that. I just wanted to have this out of the way for now. This is the shifter. I realized I was in bad lighting. I just wanted this to be out of the way for now, so that we can be that much closer to dropping the transmission out. And yeah, I mean, progress, right? You take small steps and you'll get there. So it's progress. So now we get back under the car, finish pulling that exhaust out, and then start messing with the transmission. I got to drain the fluids and stuff. I haven't done that yet. And yeah, we'll go from there. All right, so we got the rest of the exhaust out. Still under the car. Blaze is back there. He's getting the fluid drained from the transmission. We have a few heat shields and stuff to pull off so we can get the diff out, and then we'll be theoretically good to go. Is that black?
It's dark.
Perfect. Love to see it.
Doesn't matter anymore.
So I'll catch you guys up when we get the heat shield off and we're getting the diff out, and not the diff. We are not taking the diff out. When we get the drive shaft out. So until then. All right, so we just got the fluid drained, some braces removed, heat shields removed, and we PB blasted some stuff. So now I think we're ready to start moving on to getting these drive shaft bolts loose. We can get ready to pull that, and I'll keep you updated with how that goes. Okay, bye. All right, so I didn't get the footage of pulling the drive shaft out, but the drive shaft is out. We got the rest of our exhaust out. The shifter is out, as you saw earlier. And I didn't quite get where I wanted tonight. I wanted to get the trans dropped, but you know, it is what it is. We got everything up until that done. So we are ready to roll maybe tomorrow to, hopefully I have time to do it tomorrow, but who knows. But yeah, so I don't know that you'll be able to see it. I don't know where I put my light either, to be honest with you. But you can maybe, probably not. The drive shaft is out. You can see the bottom of the trans right there. If you recall, we got the fluid drained and everything for that. So we just have to get in there, get the stuff separated, pulled out, and then it's time for reassembly for the most part, and getting pedals and stuff like that. So in the next video, I am shooting for trans out and maybe starting on interior. It depends on how long it takes me to do it and how much time I have, how long the video will be. So let's shoot for trans out next time and maybe some progress on interior stuff. And yeah, until then, I hope to see you guys then. Thanks for hanging out and subscribing and liking and commenting and all of that jazz. Mostly just thanks for watching and thanks for being here. And I will see you guys on the next video. Thanks for hanging out. Bye.